would be your plan for the J B Ogle animal shelter moving forward, and how would you fund any changes?
Well, that's not my specialty, I must admit. But I've heard the complaints. I've read the reports. I know the gentleman that runs the operation out there, and I don't think it's as bad as what I've heard. I've heard other people say it's really quite good. I haven't had an opportunity to visit that before. My granddaughter has, and didn't seem to be upset by anything that was going on. And I do believe that problems happen when you don't have personnel to run something 24 hours a day, and you've got 100 dogs and cats and who knows what other kind of animals in there. You know, you're going to have some cleanup problems in the morning. So I think it's just a difficult situation that everybody, there isn't one community that doesn't suffer with the problem of taking care of these animals. You've been listening to all the Louisville difficulties and the controversy that is erupted within that organization. It's a lot of the same accusations. So it's a struggle to do this. And there are no easy answers. I'm certainly not an expert in animal care. We're doing good to take care of my granddaughter's dog, Puppy the Patriot. So that's pretty much the extent. Difficult problem. You need to pay attention to it. Just keep a steady hand on it.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Commissioner Moore. I'm not an expert in that field either, but I'm certainly going to hire somebody that is. I'm going to expect the animal shelter director to work a 40-hour work week. I'm not going to let finance, police, train. I'm not going to let Jeffersonville become something that makes the 11 o'clock news because of conditions at the facility. I do appreciate the volunteers and the board that work at our shelter. I understand there are times you come into messes that need to be cleaned up and you may not immediately have the time. But there have been stories for a number of years about things at the animal shelter. I think there's always room for improvement. I think our animal shelter director does need to work that job as a full-time job, as well as every other director in the city of Jeffersonville. If you're comfortable working 10 hours a week in your job in the city as a department head, you probably ought to be concerned if I get elected mayor. If you're getting paid for a 40-hour week, you're going to give me 40 hours.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Mr. Gallagher.
Well, animal shelters are closing all over the country. They're cutting back because things are tight, and that's the first place they cut back. The county's even cut back. They haven't paid their share for 2 years. But Mike's an animal lover. He's going to take care of animals. First thing you ought to do is take care of county government that pays bills. Harry Wilder runs the animal shelter very well. And I will tell you, I'm proud of him. When this first came out, a lady came up to me and said, you know, I have a hard time understanding this because I've been out at that shelter and I'm an operational nurse. And I didn't see anything that they say is there. So I just want you to know that. Another lady came up to me and said, when my dog needed to be put down, I could not have had any more better treatment than Harry Wilder at the animal shelter and that whole staff. What we have here is, every 4 years, we need an issue. And the animal shelter seems to be the issue. For 3 years and 8 months, it was fine. But now it's an issue. Mike needs other issues. He needs to talk about how he's going to straighten out county government before he tries to come over here and try to straighten out city government. It's important that we take care of our animals, and we do that. We do it very well, and I'm proud of that staff out there. And I have hired a lady to help us, and she's doing a great job because we need to do some outreach. I'll agree with that. But we're doing very well at that animal shelter. It's clean, it's safe, and we don't have the problems Louisville's got, and we're not going to have it.
Thank you, Mr. Gallagher. Our next